Hello guys, welcome to the another episode of balance of payments. In the previous lecture we have talked about the definition, meaning of balance of payment, features of balance of payment, components of balance of payment. So let's recap what is balance of payment. So balance of payment is a systematic record of all the economic transactions held between the residents of the country and the rest of the world within a given specific period of time. Yes. So it arises on the account of three things. First is flow of goods, flow of services, and flow of capital. There are four components of balance of payment: export and import of goods, services rendered and received, unilateral transfers, and the last one is capital receipts and payments. And there are four features. The first three features are generally revolve around the definition, that is transactions between the country and the resident. They all are they includes both visible as well as invisible transactions, and it relates to a period of time. Generally it's annually it is done. And the fourth one is it is a double entry bookkeeping, like credit side and the debit side. So there's a way of learning that, like RCDP, receipts on the credit side and the payments on the debit side. Yes, so this was a recap of the previous video, and to know it in the very detailed, just go through that will be more beneficial for you guys. So in today's topic we are going to know about the balance of trade. What is balance of trade? The difference between the money value of export and import of material goods. This is a country's import and its export. The difference between both of them is known as balance of trade. It is the largest component of country's balance of payment. It has a most important thing. It has a most contribution in balance of payment of the country. BOT exports and they both have invisible items like shipping, insurance, banking, dividends, and interest expenditures. These things are not included in this. The invisible items like shipping, insurance, banking, payment of dividend, interest, expenditure, these things are not included into the balance of trade. The difference between the values and values of export and import is known as balance of trade or trade balance. So in the one line, what is balance of payment? Difference between the import and export of visible goods is known as balance of trade. Now the balance of trade may be in surplus or in deficient or in equilibrium. Like for example, as this is written like debit and credit. Debit items include like foreign like imports, foreign aid, domestic spending abroad, and domestic investments abroad. Credits are exports, foreign spending in domestic economy. There's a difference between them, so make sure you have cleared about it. Yeah, so it is visible in the three things like surplus, deficit, or equilibrium. Surplus is like it is more than that, deficit is less, equilibrium they both are balanced, they both are equal. If the value of export of visible item is more than the value of import of the visible item, balance of trade is said to be positive or favorable. Means the export of visible items is more than the import of visible item. Like we are exporting more visible goods than the importing of those goods, then we are in a positive way, like favorable balance of trade is there. But and this is known as surplus. But in the case when exports are less and the imports are more, means we are exporting we are exporting less goods and importing more visible goods, then this will be known as deficit, and this is negative, adverse, or unfavorable condition for the country. And the third one is equilibrium state. Okay, what is the equilibrium state? It is a state in which both the sides are equal. Like when export of visible goods and import of visible goods are equal, then it is known as the equilibrium state of balance of trade. So this is about balance of trade. Now we'll talk about the difference between the balance of payment and balance of trade. So the balance of payment takes into account of all the transaction with the trade of with the rest of the world. Like in balance of payment, we don't have to distinguish between the visible goods or invisible. All the transaction between the residents of the country and the world come under balance of payment. But in the case of balance of trade, we see the import and export of only visible goods. No invisible goods are counted in balance of trade. Only visible goods, export and import will be counted in balance of trade. So this was a basic difference between balance of payments and balance of trades. Now there is one more thing to talk about is importance of balance of payment. The first one is BOP records all the transactions that create demand and supply for currency. That will create the demand and supply. When we are exporting goods, we will having more currency. When we are importing goods, then we have to give currency. Second one is judge economic and financial status of a country in the short term. Yeah, we can figure it out what is the country's financial situation right now. It may third one is BOP may confirm trend in economic international trade and exchange rate of currency. This may also indicate change of reservoir in the trend. Yes. The fourth one is it may indicate the policy shift of monetary authority, that is the RBI, Reserve Bank of India of the country. Fifth one is it may confirm trend in economies, international trade and exchange rate of currency. This may also indicate change or reserval in the trend. Okay, so these were the five points that are very important in case of balance of payments. So first one is it keep record, like it will create demand and supply of the currency. It will judge the economic status of the country, like in which condition we are. It will give the economics, international trade and exchange rate of currency. It will increase it. Also, it will indicate the policy shift of monetary, like there can be a change in the policies by the RBI. So it will also tell that. So the last one is it will tell the trend in the economic international trade and exchange rate of currency. So this was all about today's lecture. In this we talk about the balance of trade, difference between the balance of payment and balance of trade, and importance of balance of payment. I hope you are clear with that. See you guys in next video.